For 3 millennia, the Zephyrian Empire had carved its dominion across 17 star systems, their crystalline warships gliding through space like silent death. No species had ever challenged their supremacy. None had dared. Admiral Kethvar stood on the bridge of the Eternal Dominion, his 4 eyes scanning the tactical display with practiced arrogance. The latest conquest, a small mining world called Kepler 442b, had fallen within hours. Its primitive defenders hadn't even managed to scratch their hull plating. Another pathetic resistance crushed, he rumbled to his aide, Commander Zilthek. These younger species never learn. They see our ships and still choose to fight. Yes, Admiral, though there are reports of a new species in Sector 7 Alpha. They call themselves humans. Kethvar's mandibles clicked in amusement. Another collection of primitives, no doubt. Schedule them for annexation next cycle. What the Admiral didn't know was that the humans had been watching, studying, learning. Captain Sarah. Chen floated in the zero-gravity command center of the UEN Retribution, humanity's first true warship. Around her, holographic displays showed the complete tactical breakdown of every Zephyrian engagement over the past 50 years. Every weakness, every pattern, every mistake. They're creatures of absolute habit, she said to her tactical officer, Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez. Same formations, same strategies, same arrogance for 3,000 years. The xenobiology reports confirm it, Captain. Their entire culture is built on overwhelming superiority. They've never faced an opponent that could match their technology. Chen's smile was cold as deep space. Then it's time they learned what happens when humans get angry. The first strike came at dawn on Proxima Station, the Empire's forward command post. The Zephyrians detected no incoming ships, no energy signatures, no warnings. One moment their station was operational. The next it was the expanding cloud of superheated plasma. Admiral Kethvar received the report with disbelief. Impossible. Our sensors would have detected any approach. Sir, there's more. Colonies on Rigel 4 and Vega 7 have gone completely silent. No distress signals, no survivors. The Admiral's blood ran cold. In 3 millennia, no enemy had ever struck multiple targets simultaneously. Send the 7th Fleet to investigate immediately. The 7th Fleet found nothing. Empty colonies, abandoned installations, and wreckage that defied explanation. Then as they prepared to return, space itself seemed to ripple around them. The humans had perfected something the Zephyrians thought impossible. True stealth in the void. Ships that bent light around themselves, that masked their heat signatures, that moved like ghosts through the cosmos. UEN Phantom decloaked directly above the Zephyrian flagship, its railgun batteries already charging. Captain Martinez spoke calmly into his comm. Fire. The magnetic acceleration chambers unleashed tungsten rods at relativistic speeds. The Zephyrian shields, designed to deflect energy weapons, crumpled like paper against kinetic projectiles traveling at 30% light speed. The flagship split in half, its crystalline hull beautiful even in destruction. All ships, this is Admiral Chen. Operation Prometheus is now active. Show them what human creativity looks like when we're motivated by righteous fury. Across the sector, human vessels emerged from impossible hiding places, from asteroid fields where they'd waited motionless for weeks, from the shadow of gas giants, using gravitational lensing to mask their presence, from inside nebulae that would have fried any normal ship's electronics. But humans didn't build normal ships. They built vessels that could withstand radiation that would liquefy Zephyrian crews. They built weapons that fired projectiles smaller than marbles, but moving fast enough to crack moons. They built AI systems that could calculate 1 million battle scenarios while the enemy was still raising their shields. The Battle of Wolf 359 became legend. 50 Zephyrian dreadnoughts faced 12 human destroyers. The Empire's ships moved in their traditional formation, a crystalline wall of overwhelming firepower that had broken countless civilizations. The human ships scattered like startled birds, their movements so erratic that Zephyrian targeting computers couldn't achieve lock. Then they did something unprecedented. They started ramming, but these weren't desperate suicide runs. Each human ship was equipped with prototype phase shift drives that let them become temporarily intangible, passing through enemy hulls before rematerializing inside and detonating antimatter charges. Within 30 minutes, the mighty Zephyrian fleet was nothing but glowing debris. Admiral Kethvar stood in his command chamber, watching the tactical display with growing horror. In 6 months, the humans had destroyed 70% of the Imperial Navy. Not through superior numbers or better weapons, but through sheer terrifying innovation. "They fight like madmen," he whispered to his aide. "No honor, no tradition, no rules. Sir, incoming transmission from the human fleet." Admiral Chen's image flickered to life, her expression as hard as diamond. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Navy. You have exactly one chance to surrender unconditionally." Kethvar drew himself to his full height. "The Empire does not surrender to primitives." "Then the Empire dies today." Chen's voice carried the weight of absolute certainty. "You made one crucial mistake, Admiral. You assumed that because we were new to space, we were weak. But humans have been perfecting warfare for 10,000 years. We fought with sticks and stones, with swords and gunpowder, with nuclear fire and orbital strikes. We've turned killing into an art form." The transmission ended. Around Kethvar, his bridge crew stood frozen in terror. The final assault lasted exactly 47 minutes. Human ships emerged from hyperspace in formations that bent three-dimensional thinking into knots. They fired weapons that folded space-time, creating gravity wells that crushed Imperial vessels like tin cans. They deployed nanite clouds that ate through crystalline hulls at the molecular level. And when it was over, when the last Zephyrian ship had fallen silent, Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of humanity's newest acquisition, the former Imperial throne ship. "Log entry," she said calmly. "The Zephyrian Empire has been completely dismantled. Their remaining colonies have been offered the choice of peaceful integration or independence. Surprisingly, most chose integration." She looked out at the stars, where human ships now patrolled sectors that had known only Zephyrian rule for millennia. "Let this be a lesson to any species watching. Humanity doesn't start fights, but we sure as hell finish them." In the depths of space, other empires received the broadcasts and quietly began updating their diplomatic protocols. A new power had emerged, one that fought not with honor or tradition but with the cold, calculated fury of a species that had clawed its way to the top of its own world's food chain. The Zephyrian Empire had feared nothing for 3,000 years. They should have feared the humans.